Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Aliana, I'm 27, and I am currently unemployed. You could also say that I'm taking a career break, but whichever way you look at it, I currently have no source of income and I am paying rent in London. No need to break out the world's tiniest violin.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This was entirely my own doing. And in order for me to explain how I got here, let me take you back to last year, around mid-2021, when I was feeling really sad. Like really, really sad.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry, my diamond ear! I'm pretty upset.
Objectively, I was at a great place in my life. I was working at a well-paid job, the same job that I had wanted to do since I was 16. I was able to rent a pretty flat in a nice part of London. I had food on the table and a roof over my head, and friends and family that loved me. And in June last year, I had taken 2 weeks of annual leave to celebrate my birthday. I met up with some of my best friends, and I did some of my favorite things. Garden strolls with a cup of coffee, dance classes, going to visit galleries. I always used to feel refreshed after taking vacation, and one of the greatest blessings in my life is that it's always been easy for me to find the joy in small things. But the joy didn't come in those 2 weeks off, and that was unsettling for me. While I was processing all of these feelings, I went back to work, but I still felt this huge pit in my stomach telling me that something was wrong, and I would just end up crying at really random times of the day for no reason at all. So, about 2 weeks later, I decided to go to an early morning exercise class to try and endorphin my way out of the funk.
I get it cracking like a bad bag.
Instead of a post-workout euphoria, I ended up injuring my back and was practically bedridden for a month. Not only was I in a lot of pain, but I was also experiencing some other weird symptoms, dizziness, blurred vision, and a complete lack of focus. I had also been struggling to eat and sleep properly for a few months prior, and so I think my body had just had enough. So I went to the doctors and they told me that I had to take some time off of work. 2 months later, as I was recovering, my granny passed away. I don't want to speak about this too much as I don't want to cry on camera just yet, but what I will say is that I moved around a lot as a kid, and my granny's house was the one home that had remained with me for my entire life. So suddenly, I was faced with an end to the only constant place of comfort that I had ever known. After her funeral, I made the decision to leave my job for good. And it was a really difficult decision for me to make. I enjoyed working with the people in my team, and not only would I be losing my source of income without a plan in place, but my job was what defined me, and so I would be losing that too.
Listen to your heart, listen to the rain, listen to the voices in your brain. Come on, guys, let's get creative.
The other thing my gut had been telling me to do was to create again. Music has been my lifelong love, and before I went to university, I was in a band with my 2 best friends. We had taken a gap year to travel around the UK, and it was by far one of the coolest years of my life. I barely had any time to sing whilst I was at uni or working, but I had been quietly working on original song ideas in an old notebook of mine. And every day I would wake up and there would be a little voice in my head telling me to do something with these songs. But I would tell that voice to shut up because I was busy doing other things. Suddenly, I was faced with quite a lot of free time, and I thought, what the hell? I have nothing to lose. So I decided to create this YouTube channel that you're watching this video on. I'm having so much fun revisiting my feelings from the last few years and trying to produce music, but kind of failing at that. I'm hoping these songs serve more as demos than kind of actual finished products because I don't know what I'm doing. My gosh, it's raining so hard now. Sorry if that affects the audio. It's been so sunny this summer. Now, back to the drizzle.
I just fell in love, and I just quit my job. I'm gonna find no drive, damn, they work me so damn hard.
Honestly, the last several months of my life have been really weird. On the plus side, I've used some of this time off work to deepen my connections with family and friends, go on a few trips, deep clean my apartment. I began volunteering at the refugee center near my house. I've been trying to treat my body better, heal my back, and exercise again. I've been trying to find the joy in the things that I used to love doing, and most importantly, I've been singing again. But I've also felt worried, anxious, nervous, and just like a massive flop. It's shameful of me to admit, but I've been deeply scared of failure my entire life. When I left my job, it felt like I had failed at something that I had worked hard for. And over the last few months, I've been stalling and preventing myself from really going for the things that I want to do because what if I fail at them too? Should I even try if it's not going to work out, if I'm not going to be successful? I try to remember all of the brave things that I've done in my life and remind myself that life and learning is all about failure, but my brain still gets in the way of what I want to achieve. However, each day of hesitation has brought me a little bit more healing time and clarity. We live in a world where your success is measured by your output, by what you present. And although I haven't accomplished much in the last year, I am feeling so much better than the really sad person from 2021. So this is a reminder to myself to celebrate the small victories. And I think I finally have a plan, but I'm gonna keep that a secret for just a little while longer. One thing is for sure, I will definitely keep creating and posting music because even if no one is watching, it makes me feel really happy and accomplished and alive. If you've watched this far into the video, thank you so much for listening to me ramble, and I hope you like my music and want to stick around for a while. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!